Hello everybody, my name is John from Mad Top Exotics, and today I will be showing you the pet room. I'm actually in my storage room right now, so let's go on and head over to the pet room.
Okay, so we're going into the pet room now, and this is the main entrance to it. This is going to be a door right here. It's framed right now, so you can see it's just stud wall on the other side. We're working on making this room that I'm standing in into our family room. So I can come in right to the left, or on my left. This is going to be a dart frog enclosure. I've already started growing some plants and such. So, and I also put fans up in the corners of my room, right there and there. I just need air circulation in here, but they're off right now just so you can hear me talk. Got my little gecko. This here is my crested gecko enclosure. It was actually an end table. Some of the enclosures you see in here today, they're actually built by me and a little bit of help from my dad. Mainly money to be able to put the work into them. But what I do with my crested geckos is I put half live and half fake, just so have a large abundance of different plants. This is Pothos, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce it. These are actually dart frog plants that they hold water down in here. And I got some arbulation, looks like fake weed, whatever. And then a grassy plant, another grass right here, and then another real plant back here, which is like a small elephant ear. You can see right here. I'm just showing the pet room today. If you see pets without me getting them out, then you'll see them. Otherwise, you'll see other videos of me getting out the crested geckos, because they hide pretty well during the day. Right below it is a dresser that I turned into the Chinese water dragon enclosure. Has this heat bulb and a UVB on the other side. He's actually chilling out right there. He's very beautiful. He's got quite a bit of green all over him. He's pretty happy in his enclosure. And again, I put some fake, some live. All the vines in there fake. And the plants you see right there are fake. So is that white stringy stuff. It's more like Spanish moss imitation. The log in the bottom is a log, just driftwood that I found outside. And I made sure that there was no bacteria or anything to be able to get him sick. And plus, since Christmas, he's had it in his enclosure with him, so I think he's doing okay. But I do have some real plants in there. And I will put a list below of all the plants that I use in my enclosure. There's some more real plants. And then there's Eco Earth in the bottom. What I did with this enclosure is I lined it with plastic on the outsides, or on the insides. So you can see this wall is all plastic, so it was particle board, so particle board and water don't really mix too well. Try to give you a better view of Baz. His name's Balthazar, but I nickname him Baz. So that's him. And my little wooden turtle from Jamaica. You can see it says Jamaica on him. This is the enclosure Baz will be moved to whenever he gets a little bit bigger. They do get around 2.5 to 3 feet long, so he does need to be moved up to a bigger enclosure when he gets older. He has a 10-gallon tank for swimming around in, and the bottom on the sides are going to be filtration for the water and just storage area. But I'll line this with plastic also, because this wood isn't waterproof exactly. So, and I cut holes in the top and put screen over them for his heat and UVB. Up here, I have 2 more tanks. And these will be on the left, will be for a skink, and on the right will be for a tarantula. The tarantula I should be getting in another couple days. So, and it'll be a rose hair tarantula, and the skink is a blue tongue skink. Alright, sorry about that. My camera was having a couple issues, but now we're back. And this is, I'll just keep going from where I left off. This is the picture tank that my dad and I have been working on, and it is sitting next to the door right here. It's about a 35-gallon tank, and it's deep. The width of it, it goes further back in the wall than what it looks. And what I have in here is a pair of Convict cichlids. There's the dad right there, and he's guarding some babies. There's the mom swimming behind him. And I have 3 tinfoil barbs in here as well, and they kind of cluster over in the corner right now. I'm going to have to remove them from the tank and put them in a different one because the male just keeps chasing them over there since they have babies. The babies were hatched back there, or they were, I guess, mom gave birth to eggs back here, or laid eggs, whatever you want to say. And then she moved them to this little pit right here that they made, and they actually are starting another pit right here, and I guess moving them over again. But this is the babies. There's, I'd say, a good 100 or more, and about all of them survived. I don't have really any fish to pick on them too much right now, but they're all starting to get their eyes. If you can see the little tiny black dot right next to the bigger dots that have a tail, those are the eyeballs. The one about in the center that's wiggling a lot, you can see the little black dot right there in the middle. And I will be, like I said, I'm gonna be removing the tinfoil barbs here pretty soon because they're stressed out because they're being crammed over in the corner over here all the time. And whenever the babies start getting big enough to kind of swim around the fry, whenever they start getting big enough to swim around, I don't want them to get eaten by these guys. They won't touch them because the parents just keep scaring them off, and plus they don't really eat too much off the ground anyway. They'll more or less just come up to the top and swim around and get their fish flakes. Then we'll go over to the shelving unit that I made. We'll go from bottom to top, and well, I'll explain the shelves first. My dad and I built these shelves. We didn't purchase really any type of shelving unit specified for this because I needed a specific measurement of shelf. And what we did is bought some lumber, 2x4s, shelves, and siding. We just bought some like wooden panel siding, and I painted it the same color as I painted the whole room, so you can see the color of the room. The sides are more for security for the animals that are in the shelving unit, just so like I don't want it open so they can see other big animals in here, big predatory animals. But I'll start from the bottom. The very bottom shelf right now just has a chair down there and all the wiring, but there will be more 10 gallons down there for more heat pad 10-gallon animals, more like scorpions and tarantulas and different animals like that. On this shelf, this is should be more red bulbs, but I ran out of 75 watt red bulbs, so I'm gonna need to get a couple of those to get these to be red bulbs as well. These are leopard geckos on this level. On the right here is a male, and you might be able to see his tail sitting out right there. I'm not gonna disturb him right now. If you, like I said earlier, if you see the animal without me getting it out, then you see it. Otherwise, I'll show other videos of them. In the middle, we have another gecko, another leopard gecko, and they were just fed, so the lights will be going off here pretty soon, and They'll be eating all the crickets. And then right there we have a albino sunburst juvenile female. The gecko in the middle, I'm not sure what type of gecko it is. It is a juvenile female. Juvenile female leopard gecko. I'm not sure of the actual name of leopard gecko it is. It is a morph though. And then we have a high yellow jungle banded male in here, in this furthest shelf. Okay, so the next shelf we have more female leopard geckos. All the way to the left we have just a regular older leopard gecko. She's just chilling out, getting some heat. She's maybe 3 years old. The reason why I say older is because mine are all very young that are in here. This one's about 2 right here, and this is a the name is pretty long. I'm trying to think of it exactly. It's a female snow snake eye eclipse leopard gecko. She's really large. She's about the biggest girl we have, and as you can see, she doesn't have much markings at all. There's some gray splotches that are on her that will fade away here pretty soon. I've changed her diet where I'm trying to get those to fade away. Those are not a deficiency issue, it's but the splotches aren't supposed to be there. They will be going away though. And basically she just looks pink whenever you get her out, and her eyes look very strange. That's the snake eye eclipse. That's because the reason why the name is snake eye eclipse is because of the eyes. And then over here we have our oldest and best egg layer that we have. She is a blizzard, and she's only got about 3 more hatches, or 3 more layings to do before we're gonna retire her. She live a healthy, happy life here, but she won't be breeding anymore because she's we're not exactly sure of her age, but we can tell she's getting where she's not going to be greatest for laying eggs anymore. It takes too much out of her now. She's the sweetest leopard gecko we've got, but don't want to see her go over just some eggs. So she's a happy gecko, but she is the oldest one in here. So now we'll go to the next shelf though. And right here we have 2 10-gallons. There is a third that goes in that place, but I'm cleaning it up for a new animal coming in, and you'll see that in a new video. In the middle we just have a 10-gallon with perch and some plants growing. I'll be putting a tokay gecko in the middle. On the right, just an empty 10-gallon, so not too much going on. Just some plants growing in here. And then the top we have the community 10-gallon. Sorry about the light, so you can see there's a green anole right there. We have 2 green anoles in here. It's another foot. We have 2 green anoles, 1 long-tailed grass lizard, and a fire-bellied toad. We have a water bowl right there for the fire-bellied toad, and a water bowl over here for the fire-bellied toad and for them to drink out of. There's all live plants in there. So try to go a little bit faster. Don't want to make this video too long, but next part of the room is the 75-gallon tank and the table above it. The table is for the redfoot tortoises we have. And I'll go to the end over here to show you these guys. There's a male all the way back in this corner right here. And we have our female, and she's actually right down here in this corner. She's getting ready to go to sleep because the lights are about to go off. The water I took out. It's a big water bowl here that for them to soak in, but I'm cleaning it up. And have their food bowl back here. The table is 8 foot by 3.5 feet, and we use cypress mulch in here. You might be able to see him get a cricket. Not really supposed to feed too many crickets. I just put a couple in there for him to kind of tease around, see if he would get them or not. But I don't feed crickets to them. I mainly just feed all kinds of different veggies and some fruits. Next we have Apollo. He's my Molly uromastyx. See him sitting there chilling out. He's really inquisitive and he's always running around up to no good. So he's in a 75-gallon tank and has a 120-degree heat spot, which is pretty warm. And he goes all over the tank all the time, but he'll sit in this heat spot a lot more than most of the other guys that soak up the heat. There's this hiding rock right there that I bury, and he burrows under and hides since he is a burrower. Big food bowl full of all his greens, and this is a coconut husk. It's like a flower bowl that you put in for flowers, and flipped it upside down and cut a hole in it, and it's a good hide for him. He doesn't really tear it up too much, so the bearded dragon, he would be tearing that up all the time, so that's why he's the only guy that has this. Uromastyx don't need a water bowl. They get all their greens, or they get all their water from their greens and whatever else I feed him, vegetable and fruit wise. Not too many fruits, mainly vegetables, and not any insects. Might get a cricket every once in a while, but protein's kind of bad for him, so large amounts is pretty bad for him, so you want to keep the protein level low with these guys. Next in the corner here we have our 40-gallon breeder with Ozzy. He's running around all over the place, acting goofy. I've had him the longest. He's about anywhere from 8 to 15 years old. Not exactly sure of his age, just that's about how old he is. I've had him for about 6 years. The guy before me told me he had him for 2, but I'm estimating he's a little old because he looks a lot older than most other bearded dragons, and the guy took very good care of him. So it wasn't a, if he looks old, it's not because of malnutrition, because he's still very, running around for crickets and real goofy. But that's him. Won't spend too much time on him because you guys see bearded dragons all the time. Probably don't want me spending 5 minutes on him. But you'll see more of him, so he's pretty cool. Next over we have another 75-gallon tank. This was a fish tank that I'm turning into an enclosure and building a screen lid for it. I am going to a Reptile Expo July 15th, and hopefully be picking up a Savannah monitor, and he'll get a juvenile to go in here, less than a foot long. And then I'm building an enclosure to go under the table that you saw earlier in the video. And the enclosure for the Savannah monitor will be 8 foot by 3.5 feet, and about 3 feet tall, maybe 4 feet tall, just depends on what works best. So, see, I'm ready to crap cricket. I didn't get over quick enough. But I want to try to get maybe some sort of morphing in my Savannah monitor. That's a big reason why I'm going to a show rather than going to my usual pet shop. Pretty much all these guys in here came from either well-known people, vets and stuff like that, or came from the pet store that I go to. But that is it for this video. I'll show more of the pet storage room in another video, and just a quick showing of my fish real quick here. I have a 55-gallon tank. It's a little too small for the 2 Oscar fish I have in there, but they'll be moved into a 150-gallon tank. With the 2 Oscars, there's a regular Oscar right here, and a a rather rare orange Oscar. The camera doesn't do it justice. He's actually way more orange than you see on the camera. I also have 2 yellow-plated catfish. They're about 6 inches long or so, and they are built like tanks. They're really strong. And the Oscar's kind of hiding the other fish, but we got another catfish poking his head out right there, and a plecostomus that's actually longer than these Oscar fish. So he's around 13-14 inches or so. It's pretty big. The dark spot under this top rock is him. He's takes up under the whole rock and even more than that. So, and then I have my tank that I'm trying to sell off, some Convict cichlids with a little bit of morphing. Different morphs in here, just basic colors you can think of: orange, blue, green, red, yellow. I think that's it. And their fins are all tipped with different colors, and their sides have orange on them. And I have a little tetra I'm trying to sell. It's kind of funny that the tetra does fine in here. I feed my Convict cichlids very well, so they don't really pick on it. I had no other tank for this guy to go in, so I just kind of threw him in here. I have 2 Australian rainbow fish in here that are pretty big for the rainbow fish. There's another one right there. And I have a dwarf gourami and a blue gourami. You can see them back there, but that's all the fish, and they're being adopted out. So I'm gonna be turning this fish tank into a saltwater tank, and then gonna maybe get a big saltwater tank, maybe a 150 or 200 gallon saltwater tank. So I'm definitely big into fish as well. And as you'll see in my other videos, I have about 5 different slider turtles. I have 3 red ear sliders, a hieroglyphic river cooter, and a Midland painted turtle. So maybe get a map turtle sometime. But you'll see videos of that. So but yeah, that was the pet room, and these are my fish. So comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll get back to you on YouTube.